Mark Carney is speaking in Ottawa, acting in his capacity as Prime Minister amid the trade war with Donald Trump. Let's listen into what he's saying today.
He had a good, long discussion on several aspects. The first is the general situation. In the last week, there have been a lot of developments in terms of U.S. tariff policy, reactions from others, including China, really marked tightening in financial conditions, a slowing, the initial signs of slowing in the global economy, impacts that we're starting to see unfortunately, in the Canadian economy, particularly in the Canadian labour market. We reviewed our response to those tariffs, our core strategy of to fight, to protect, and to build. We left instructions for officials to ensure that the next government, whichever government Canadians choose, will be in the best possible position for negotiations with the United States, which, as the President and I have agreed, will begin from the start of May. En français, je viens d'avoir une réunion du comité.
I just had a meeting with the Committee on U.S.-Canada Relations. We reviewed the current situation in the global economy. We are already seeing a slowdown in the global economy, and there is a tightening of financial conditions. And we're starting to see impacts of that here in Canada. There are negative signs in our labor market, and that is focused in the auto sector. Our strategy is clear, and that's to fight back against the unjustified U.S. tariffs, to protect our workers and the most affected businesses by the threats from the U.S. and to build our economy. We have given instructions to the Government of Canada, and those instructions are to make strategic preparations, regulatory preparations, and response measures. The aim is to have effective and efficient negotiations for the next government, whatever government Canadians choose. And they will make that choice on April 28th. That's everything. Thank you.
All right, so listening there to Mark Carney briefing reporters after a meeting with his advisors on the Canada-U.S. relationship today in Ottawa. Carney saying there are already signs of a slowdown in the Canadian economy, the labour market, the auto sector as a result of all the different tariffs that President Trump has launched against Canada and really against the world. This is all coming on day 20 of the federal election campaign, and Carney saying it's important that the Canadian government, regardless of who wins the election at the end of April, is ready to deal with Donald Trump and is prepared and has different strategies and measures in place to handle this growing threat from the American president.